You're probably already reaching to click off this video because deep down, you already sense the truth I'm about to speak. It's not a dramatic truth, but the kind that cuts deep in a quiet, personal way. Something you've felt before, even if you never had the words to name it. Any man who's ever been overlooked, taken for granted, or used by a woman he gave everything to, his time, his love, his loyalty, knows this moment. That ice-cold realization that no matter how present, faithful, or giving you were, she didn't value what you brought. Worse, she didn't value you. But here's the part no one ever talks about. When a woman doesn't value you, she's never afraid to lose you until you do the one thing that flips everything. Not by pleading, not by fighting, not by making her understand, but by turning into the kind of man she no longer has access to, even if she wanted it back. This video isn't about revenge. It's not about manipulation. It's about power, not loud, boastful power, but the quiet, grounded kind that makes her regret ever underestimating you. I'm going to break down exactly what hits a woman hardest when she realizes she lost the man she treated like a backup plan. Let's get into it. Oh, and before we move forward, grab your free gift. It's called the Female Mind Control Handbook or Guide, revealing the hidden keys to making any woman crave your presence. You'll find it linked in the description and pinned comment. 1. When you stop justifying yourself, here's a truth most men never hear. A woman who didn't value you will almost never admit she was wrong. She twists things, rewrite how it happened, and somehow make you feel like you were always the one messing up, when your only real fault was caring too deeply. She still wants your attention, your energy, your forgiveness. But once you stop explaining yourself, that's when it lands. That calm silence, that neutral stare, that moment when you say nothing while she unleashes her storm of guilt, confusion, and drama. Why? Because a man who stops explaining has stopped competing. He's no longer trying to change her mind. He's no longer defending himself to someone who's already decided who he is. He's just done. And there's nothing that stings more for her than realizing your silence isn't just with your words, it's in your soul. You've stepped back, not out of coldness, but out of clarity. You're not trying to fix what's already broken. You're watching, not chasing, that silence. It's louder than anything you've ever said. Because when you stop needing her to understand you, she finally begins to see she might have been wrong all along, but now it's too late to matter. 2. When peace becomes your new priority, you used to be there the second she called. Cancel plans. Stay up late. Explain yourself. You thought availability meant love. Then something in you changed. You stopped rushing. Started saying things like, I'll call you later, or I've got plans, or even, that doesn't sit right with me. And just like that, she felt the shift. Why? Because her control stopped working. See, a woman who doesn't value you thrives on keeping you emotionally rattled. She's calm when you're not. But when you stop feeding that cycle, when you don't respond to her little jabs, when you walk away from arguments instead of trying to win, when her moods no longer dictate your self-worth, that's when the grip breaks. She starts to feel the emptiness. That space she once filled with chaos. Now, it's occupied by your peace. And let me tell you, few things hurt her more than seeing the man she used to control finally choose himself. It's not payback. It's just you returning to who you were meant to be. And now, she's the one craving the mess she no longer controls. 3. When you no longer compete for her attention, this one cuts deep. You used to be the one always reaching out, planning the meets, texting first, doing everything to stay on her radar. She had you believing her time was some rare prize you had to earn. And for a while, you believed it. Until one day, you didn't. You didn't check in. You didn't reply right away. You stopped liking her pictures, didn't view her stories. And suddenly, your absence spoke louder than any message ever could. She notices it fast. Because women often don't realize how much power they had until the one guy they ignored just stops trying to be seen. She won't always say it, but in her head, the questions get loud. Why isn't he chasing me? Who's he giving his energy to now? Was I ever actually in control? But here's the kicker, you're not doing this to hurt her. You're just done begging for basic attention. You've raised your standard, and when you stop competing for her time, she's forced to sit with the reality that the one man she overlooked is gone. No one else even comes close. 4. When her mixed signals stop affecting you, she used to play the game while disappearing, then suddenly, sweet again. One moment distant, the next full of compliments. You stayed confused, guessing, texting twice, searching for some kind of clarity, and she liked it not out of hate, but control. Watching you stay off balance, knowing you were trying to make sense of chaos, then you stopped. You didn't chase the cold shoulder, didn't analyze every silence, didn't ask what was wrong. You just got still, and that's when everything flipped. Because a woman who doesn't value you counts on your emotional reaction. She feeds off the anxiety she creates. But when you smile and say, "I'm good," and actually mean it, when you let her keep her silence and don't fill it with your panic, that's when she realizes you've seen the game, and you're no longer a player. Now she's off balance. She's guessing, and the silence you've created, that's the loudest thing she's ever heard. 5. When you start smiling, and she's not the reason, this is the one she won't be able to explain. It hits in a way she can't shake. You used to be the guy chasing her laugh, sharing memes, waiting for her texts to lift your mood. Your joy was tied to her presence, and then, it wasn't single quotes. Now, you're out with friends, focused, in the gym, grinding at work, at peace. And that story you posted, you're smiling, and it has nothing to do with her. That's when she feels it, the loss, because the man she once took for granted isn't waiting anymore. He's out in the light and she's not even in the frame. That smile, it tells her she's no longer special, that her absence didn't break you, it freed you. What hurts most? She didn't take you seriously until you were gone, and now she's replaying old memories, stalking your feed, spinning stories, but you're already somewhere better, smiling without her. This channel is for men who speak less, observe more, and move like they understand their worth. If you've ever pulled back and felt your value double the moment you stopped chasing the word silence,